This year, I've had a lot of time to play some very fun games, although not as much time as I thought I would have, and I've come up with a list of 10 games that I've just haven't been able to put down as much. If I'm being honest, there will definitely be changes to this list next year with Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, as well as Hogwarts Legacy, Sonic Frontiers, which are I think coming out this year, those two, and many more games. But right now, these are the 10 games that I've played a lot so far this year and last year, that I just keep replaying or keep going back to or have just very enjoyed a lot. So these are the ones that I will be showing you guys. If you're new here, hi, my name's Jess, aka Yooka-Laylee, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. This list is very chill, they're basic games, it's just that that's what I was in the mood to play and that's what I played. And let's be real, there's nothing wrong with going for the classics. To start this list off, I want to show you guys Spyro Reignited Trilogy. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy was such a blast and a gem to find when I first got into the Switch because I used to play Spyro all the time when I was a kid. And I gotta admit, I missed that little purple dragon. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a collection of remasters of the first 3 games, which are Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, as well as Year of the Dragon. When I first started playing it, I seriously fell back into my childhood. I've loved playing it, and I'm so excited that I got to play it again. Which is why it's on the list, because I just could not help myself. I've put so many hours into this game, so definitely it is a must if you guys have never heard of this game. Next up on this list is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, but I'm also going to include Yooka-Laylee because both those games are essentially kind of like the Reignited Trilogy, same character, different stories and stuff, but I had to put it on the list. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, as well as Yooka-Laylee, just give me absolute Crash Bandicoot and Spyro vibes, as well as other games like Smurfs Village, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. It is that type of vibe. Yooka-Laylee is a 2D platforming adventure hybrid, and it's honestly one of the best hidden gems that I could have ever found. And by hidden gem, I mean that it's just a game that I didn't really hear many people talk about unless I thoroughly researched it. Unless I'm really just on the wrong side of YouTube. It often goes on sale for the Nintendo eShop, and you can get it for as low as like under $10. I think I got my 2 games for under $10 on the eShop, and that's in Canadian dollars, which means in USD it would be lower. If it's not on sale now, it goes on sale all the time. Honestly, it's rare that I don't see it on sale, even though I've already purchased it. I always see it in the sale listings. It's another one of those games you really gotta try. Plus, it is very inexpensive when you catch it on sale. Totally worth it. Next up, this is a game that released this year and it climbed on my list so fast because it was just so good. I actually went and dedicated a little bit of this video to it because I put my little Kirby right there, and I also have my Kirby beaded earrings to just celebrate. This was a birthday gift from my parents, and it is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, in case you hadn't already guessed it. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the first Kirby 3D platforming action game, and I was so surprised by it. Honestly, it brought me back into the Kirby series because I was never a massive fan of it. I didn't really care all that much to the other games, but I did play them and I did enjoy them. Although Kirby and the Forgotten Land did really get me to dive really deep into that series, like, my goodness. I was just a small fan of Kirby before, but now I feel like now it brought in more fans or lit an even bigger fire into the already fandom they had, which is honestly amazing. One thing I really love is the first levels kind of feel like a post-apocalyptic event with the abandoned city vibes. To me, I don't know, for some reason, post-apocalyptic stuff is so fun to me. I just absolutely love it. This is another one of those games that I poured a lot of hours into, and my mom even wanted to play it, which she hasn't yet, but I'm hoping that she will soon. This is one of the games that a lot of people have probably heard about, as well as others on this list, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm not gonna hide it just because it's one of the basic Nintendo games. Next up is one that I did not think was gonna make this list until they announced new tracks. And again, if you haven't guessed, I mean Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got announced months ago that they were going to get new tracks added instead of making a Mario Kart 9, which I'm okay with. 48 new tracks will be introduced until the end of next year, and there are already 2 waves out. One of them released just this past Thursday on August 4th. They even introduced a brand new track, and I thought they had said that they were only going to bring back old tracks, so I was very happily surprised with that one. Plus, it's a very fun track. It made it onto my list of favorite games because it's a game that I've been playing with my mom so much, especially after the new tracks started coming out. We had sort of dwindled out of Mario Kart for a while because it had just gotten repetitive, but now with new tracks and new challenges, it's become very fun again. And I'm very happy. In other words, it's brought back that little joy, and I've also raced with my brother as well. It's really bringing family together again. This next one is one that came out early on in the Switch's lifetime, and it is Super Mario Odyssey. Now, Super Mario Odyssey was so fun to me because it brought me back into Mario World, and I've just seriously loved it. There's so much speedrunning you can do to it. There are a lot of mods and YouTubers that I watch that have mods on it, and it's just made me want to learn how to speedrun Mario Odyssey so much, which I'm hoping one day I could try, but honestly, I'm never gonna be as good as them. Let's be real, they're pros. I'm just trying. Mario Odyssey is definitely on that list, although not one of my all-time favorite games like a few of the next ones. It is definitely way up there with all the possibilities it has and all the challenges you can put on yourself and all the replayability it has to it. Which is something I really love out of a game, is the replayability, because when you finish a game and there's just nothing left to do, it's kind of boring, but when you can come back to the game and finish little side quests, or like Mario Odyssey, get all the moons, it just makes it so much fun because you can pour in so many more hours into a game that you love. And to go about replayability, these next two games fit right into that. And this next one is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And oh my gosh, I love this game so much. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an open world Zelda game, and it was also my very first Nintendo Switch game alongside Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Replayability wise, after you beat Ganon and everything else, you have so many side quests you can do. You can 100% the game, you can go play Master Mode, you can do so many things, find all the Koroks, which oh my gosh, I'm not even close to done. There's still so many more to find, but it's so fun because I get to go into that world again and again to find all the Koroks, complete all the side quests, and do everything 100%. One thing I really love to do as well is kind of the reason I love unboxing my amiibos compared to maybe others, and it is to scan my amiibos in-game to get some materials, some outfits, some stuff that could be very useful, like weapons, shields, a bunch of stuff. And I've seen a lot of people do challenges where they do amiibo run only, where they only scan amiibos and they can only get the stuff from the amiibos, which is amazing. It just makes things so much fun in my opinion. Plus, getting the outfits associated to the amiibos is a bonus. And another one on replayability is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I had been on a down of Pokemon stuff for a while. I don't know why. After I had to stop gaming for a while, I couldn't really do much because I was in school and stuff, and it was really getting hard and finding time. And so I had stopped, which is why it took me a little longer to get into the Switch. This meaning I took a long break from every gaming series, including Pokemon. But for some reason, it took me a little longer to get back into Pokemon. Now, I have been getting back into it a little bit before, but after Legends Arceus came out, the spark just blew up. Legends Arceus is a new Pokemon game that released in January that is also open world, or partially open world. You still have to go to the hub to go to other worlds, but those little worlds are open world. This sets the stage for the new Pokemon games coming out at the end of the year, which will probably make the next top 10 list for me, which is Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, and these two are fully open world. What I loved about Legends Arceus was the fact that this was set before modern days, where your character was sent back in time to solve the problem that there was, and it was just so much fun. You were in times where there wasn't giant buildings, it was really just before modern times, which I love. This is the same thing as the post-apocalyptic thing for me. I love how the new battles went, I loved how you could run around during battles, I loved every single thing about it so much, and I don't have anything to complain about. That's how much I love the game. Plus, after you finish the main story, there's still some stuff that you can do, some side quests, some little challenges, you can go and finish the Pokédex, you can explore even more, find new Pokemons, because yes, there are still more Pokemons to find if you were like me and accidentally missed a few. Nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoyed this one, and that is why it made this list. It's amazing. I posted on my YouTube community tab that I have been getting into The Witcher a lot recently. It's insane how much I've been getting into it. I've been reading the books, I've started playing the game, and I've also watched the show. Now all three are very different. Some people bash the show, some people will bash the game, crazy as it is. Some people could even bash the books. Now I haven't seen people who bash the books yet because that's the OG, that's the original, but people still could. And so The Witcher Wild Hunt is on this list. Now, as I mentioned, I started playing it, so I haven't finished it because I decided that I will not be finishing it until I finish reading all the books, which I'm getting there. I'm almost done. The reason it still made this list is simple. Open world, Witcher, fun. But seriously, it's very, very fun, and the reason I had to stop playing the game is because I heard that after a few hours playing the game, something big gets revealed that actually only gets revealed in book 5, which would be book 7 because of the prequels. Or 8, depending on how people read them. But from the little bit that I could play, I've seriously just enjoyed it, and so I'm happily putting it on the list, even though it's an unfinished game at the current moment. It's very, very fun, and I definitely need more recommendations that are similar to The Witcher if any of you guys have any. Next up, to kind of go along with Mario Kart 8, which is a game I put on this list because it got me to play with my family and have game nights again. This next one is Mario Party Superstars. This game has so many hours played from both me playing solo and playing with my mom. It is insane how many hours we've put into this game. We've been playing it every single weekend as a little tradition. If we're being real here, it's because it's finally one of the good Mario Party games that's been out in a very, very long time. Like, we've been missing good Mario Party games. Nonetheless, I am happily putting this one on the list. So much fun. You have 5 boards, and even though there's only 5, there is still quite a lot you can do and quite a lot of stuff that you can try. There are also boards that they've brought back from older games, which makes it also very fun because you can see some of the boards that you might have played when you were a child and now as an adult. I'm hoping that this means that they are finally getting back on track for good Mario Party games, because I kind of want to forget the existence of Mario Party 10, Mario Party 9 as well, I think, as well as New Super Mario Party. Was it that? Super Mario Party? Something like that. The other Switch one that just, it slips my mind because I've only played it a few times and I didn't really enjoy it, so I didn't really bother remembering the name. And finally, the very last one on this list is actually a 3-pack of games, and it is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. But not for any game, although I cherish them all dearly, but most importantly, for Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine first released on the GameCube way back when, in the early 2000s. I was a toddler when it released, yet it is still one of those games that I couldn't put down when I was playing it with my brother once we grew up a little, because I wasn't playing as a toddler. Since then, it's become a game that I had loved playing when I was younger, but after a while, GameCube kind of lost its touch for us and we went with the Wii. Not because we didn't like it, but because the Wii had come out, the DS had come out, a lot of new consoles had come out, but I never did forget about it. Actually, I had been praying for years, way before the Switch's existence, that it was going to be brought onto the DS, kind of like how they did Luigi's Mansion. Honestly, they could have, but they didn't. No complaining, they brought it back in an even better way on the Switch. Every time I play that game, it just gives me massive summer feels. It's essentially not a game that I play in the winter a lot. It's mostly a summer game where Mario and Peach were heading to an island, and then Mario, well, those who played the game, they know what happened. Mario behind bars, and then this whole adventure ensues, and I don't want to spoil too much to those who may have not played it. Although if you haven't and you want it on the Switch, it may be a little too late, as digitally it stopped after March a couple years ago, and then it was until stocks ran out for the game itself. If you haven't gotten it, it might be a little hard to find it. And of course, it comes with Mario Galaxy and Mario 64, which are absolute gems. Those were all 10 games that I've been playing so much this year as well as last year. The games that have made the top 10. If I'm being honest, there's more than 10, but I had to narrow it down. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it is for sure going to change, because if I love Breath of the Wild 2, Sonic Frontiers, Hogwarts Legacy, Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, it is definitely going to have a part 2 of this because these ones are gems, but those ones could possibly be gems too. And I'm very excited for their release. So if you guys have any games that have made your absolute favorites, I would love to hear about it in the comments. All in all, that was all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!